I'd like to talk a little bit about dancing in general today. And I think one of the first points generally that any dance instructor needs to discuss with students is dance floor etiquette or dance FloorCraft. Now folks, there are only three kinds of social type dancers that you'll see out at a club venue or out at venues anywhere in the world today. The first type dancer is the professional dancer or exhibition dancer that take part in do professional dancing for the pleasure of other people, or exhibition dances for the pleasure of other, or competitive ballroom dancers that you see in the big dance contests. That's the first type of dancer. The second type of dancer, and again I'm talking here about couples dancing. The second type of dancers that you see are what they call studio dancers. These are people that dance basically in dance studios, Fred Astaire, Arthur Murray, whatever, Shall We Dance, whatever some of the local studios are named. These people like to studio dance because they usually have a lot of room on the dance floor when they go. They don't have to, most of these are non-alcoholic events, and they occur in situations that are pristine for dance. Most of the time you will find people, studio dancers, dancing very large, what we call very large, taking up a great amount of space on the dance floor when they dance. They'll be putting their arms out and doing all kind of gestures. And again, each spot where the couples doing studio dancing or dancing, they're usually taking up a lot of space. So the dance floor is very big and they're able to do that. There's a lot of room to do that. They can be very dramatic, they can flow, they can do flips and drops and take up all kind of space. Now, the majority of dancers in the world today, couples dancers, dance in club type venues, dance clubs. Now these dance clubs have varying sizes of dance floors, but generally speaking, the dance floors in clubs are much smaller than the dance floor you see professional couples dancing on and doing exhibitions and having competitions, or studio dancers who have a large dance floor. In a club, you usually have a bunch of people doing a lot of different dances all at the very same time. Now, the dances that you will see in a club or in a studio or even at dance competitions fall into two categories. Those categories are, number one, spot dances or rhythm dances that are done in one general place on the dance floor. Spot or rhythm dances. The second type dance that's done on any dance floor by couples are smooth or progressive type dances. These dances dance around the outside perimeter of the dance floor. Again, there's only two types of dances that are usually done on any dance floor in the world by couples dancing socially, competitively, or what have you. Now, how do we get all of these people, or give all of these people the opportunity to dance on that dance floor, any dance floor, be it a small dance floor or a large dance floor? How do we give them all the opportunity to dance on that floor all at the very same time? Well, the way that is achieved is by having good FloorCraft, having good dance floor etiquette. First of all, understanding that there are only two types of dances that are being done on a dance floor, And everyone pays their money to be able to get onto that dance floor. So shouldn't they all be able to dance at the very same time? Well, how they do that, again, progressive dances around the very outside perimeter of the dance floor. There's usually 2 lanes, a real fast lane on the outside and a little slower lane just to the inside of that, just like on a highway. And the man is steering the lady around the dance floor counterclockwise, never stopping in the corners, never stopping in the corners to make a move. If you must make a move or do an overhead or something like that, move in from the outside so the progressive dancers can continue to dance. You never stop in the fast lane on a highway, do you, fellas? So understand, don't stop, pull off to the side of the road if you're going to get out or you're going to do something other than drive fast in the fast lane. Now, let's talk about progressive or smooth dances and just a couple of types that might be representative of that type of a dance. You'll have a foxtrot, which is down in Texas or in the South called a 2-step, or in the Southwest, a country, a cowboy 2-step, foxtrot, progressive, smooth dance going around the outside. A waltz is a smooth dance that goes around the outside. A polka might be another dance, which would be a smooth dance going around. Now, schottisch type dances are done just off of the fast lane, just to the inside, because they're a little slower, okay? And sometimes they back up 1 or 2 steps. Again, you never, ever back up or take backward steps in that outside fast lane unless there was no one coming up behind you, just like in your car. But remember, the fast lane is in the far outside of the dance floor. The next slower lane is just to the inside. Now, let me tell you about spot or rhythm dances. Those are the ones that are not done in the outside, but are done in the center of the dance floor. You see, if they're done in the outside, they impede the progress in those smooth lanes. And those people that paid their good, hard-earned cash to dance smooth dances, 2 steps all night long, they're dancing around the outside. But if you got somebody right there doing a spot dance in the fast lane, how do they get by? Now, they can do a spot dance in the fast lane if no one's traveling around, but when people are traveling around, they have to move toward the center of the floor. Now, spot dances that are done in the center of the floor are, number 1, freestyle dancing. When there's just a bunch of people jumping around and doing whatever dance they want to do, freestyle, center of the floor. Second type dance, line dances, all in the center of the floor, still allowing those smooth dancers to go around the outside. East Coast swing, West Coast swing, cha-cha, salsa type dances, stationary dances, nightclub 2-step. Those steps are all done as spot or rhythm dances on the center of the floor so as not to impede the other dances. Now understand, studio dancers must understand when they go into a club type venue, they can't continue to take up a lot of space. They have to cut down on the size of steps that they are doing so that everybody will have room on the dance floor. Can you imagine if a bunch of people are doing spot dances in the center of the dance floor, and you've got the normal folks doing them in a small area, then you have a studio dancer comes in that's taking up a whole bunch of space. That's really unfair. So we ask the studio, or it's good dance etiquette and FloorCraft for studio dancers to cut down on the size of the dance floor where they're dancing their spot dances, and use smaller steps so that everybody or more folks can be accommodated in the center of the floor. If in fact they are the only people, or there's only two couples out in the center of the floor, then go ahead, take up as much space as you want. But as the floor fills, you must understand that the size of your dancing, the extension of your arm, can't be clear out like this, and you can't be reaching back or up or whatever. You may hit another person and cause a problem. So what you need to do, you need to bring your arm into your side to tighten up the size of your dance position or your dance form on the dance floor. Going from the full extension, just cut it down to here. Makes it a lot smaller circumference, again accommodating more people doing spot or rhythm type dances. Well, there it is. Again, explaining only 3 types of dancers dances couples anywhere in the world. Basically, couple dancing. When we call couple, I would say modifications or types of ballroom dancing, there are only 3 basic types that fall into that category. First, professional or exhibition dance couples. Number 2, studio dancers. Those are couples who dance in dance studios with large dance floors and with few dancers generally on those dance floors. But the most prevalent type of dancing done anywhere around the world is what they call club dancing, nightclub dancing. When you go out nightclub dancing, you have to be aware of dance FloorCraft and dance floor etiquette. And again, what we're talking about there, understanding that there are 2 types, those 2 types of dances that are done on a club dance floor are smooth or progressive dancing around the outside, 2 lanes, or spot or rhythm dances that are done in the center of the dance floor. I hope that explains it a little bit for you. Go out and have a great time dancing. Again, most of you are going to be dancing in clubs. Just remember, dance floor etiquette, dance FloorCraft. We'll all have a great time and we'll share the dance floor together. Have a great day and keep on dancing.